Welcome to the Regular Joe's podcast. I'm Dave Pisani.
I'm Barry Kay.
And I'm Todd Pleasant.
What's the date, Barry, of the 8-year anniversary? You're the only one who knows that.
Oh, I wasn't prepared with that. I can look it up. Vamp and entertain the people while I look it up.
So, next week, this week not so special. Next week, a very special episode of the Regular Joe's podcast. I guess inspired by our 8th anniversary.
Yes, which is coming up soon.
This.
I'll tell you exactly what
coming up soon as Barry gets it. So we've kind of mentioned it on the show, but we also, I think we came up with the idea on the show when I was talking about that 100 movie poster thing that I have. So we have compiled our list, the three of us, and the two irregular Joes, Daryl DePriest and Brian Mix, the 4th and 5th Beatles. We all listed our 100 favorite movies and put them in order. Yes, it was not
an easy task.
It's not as easy as you think, and not as hard as you think either. At least I found. So anyway,
it's like
so we
Sophie's
all did
Choice
that
while excluding Sophie's Choice from your list.
Oh, damn, I forgot Sophie's Choice. Is Meryl Streep in any of your movies? Any?
I don't think so.
You know what? If you had to put a Meryl Streep movie on your list, what would it be? Pick one right now. I'll go while you're thinking.
Devil Wears Prada.
Defending Your Life.
Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one too. But Defending Your Life with Albert Brooks.
That's also a good movie. Yeah,
that's a great movie. Devil Wears Prada is not that great.
Devil Wears Prada is very watchable.
It's very watchable because you got Emily Blunt and you got Anne Hathaway when she puts those leather pants and the boots on.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I?
So let me answer your question. Officially, our 8-year anniversary was yesterday as we record this.
We
May
knew
17th.
It was around here.
Yeah, it's May 17th.
May 17th. So that was the first date the show released?
That was the first show that we released, was on May 17th.
That should be easy to remember. Just May the 17th be with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll work on that.
Someday we're going to have our own made-up holiday. So anyway, so we took our 100, each of the 5 of us, 100 favorite movies, and Daryl, who's done something like this before, has merged them into a list of 100 movies. And they're weighted by what position they're on. It's all done very scientifically. So, next week, and it could be for the next
month. We don't know. The next several weeks.
We feel like it's going to be several episodes. We don't know. But starting next week, we present the Regular Joe's 100 favorite movies.
Yes, right. So and you can guarantee that you're gonna learn at least the top 50 next week. So
we'll see.
Yeah, and we're recording right now on a Tuesday night. We're doing the 100th movie episode this coming Friday. So we're going to start, and we're going to probably be drinking, and it could get real interesting.
It's going to hopefully get really just messy.
Yeah, I think there's very little question that won't be drinking.
So stay tuned for that. If you're listening to one show, which means you're not listening to this one, that's the one to listen to. I hope. Maybe it's going to suck.
Yeah, well, we'll be honest. We'll let you know after the fact if we thought it was good or not.
But we're excited about it. I got to say, probably one of the most heatedly debated topics for at least 2 days.
Yeah. I mean, basically we're thinking about this as the Desert Island DVD Ultimate Edition. So this is basically our 100 picks to take with you on that desert island getaway.
Yes,
right. And we will ultimately figure out a way. Maybe it's on our website. I don't know, but it would be interesting to look at each of our individual lists, and maybe not so much the top 10, because I have a feeling the top 10 will be fairly consistent. It may be different orders, but when you get above 50, I think is where our lists are going to vastly be different. So
I think beyond 20, they vastly different.
But who knows? I would bet. Yeah, I would bet there's a lot of commonality up between 20, up to say 25, and then it's just going to go. Yeah.
Right. So we should also say we have not seen the list.
We haven't seen anyone's list except our own.
Right. Daryl compiled it, and he's not shared it with anybody.
Daryl compiled it while blindfolded, so he hasn't even seen it.
He hasn't seen it either.
Yeah.
But yeah, we purposely haven't looked, so we only know our own lists at this point.
Yeah, so we're recording, going to experience something that we don't even know what it is.
Yeah, in fact, by the time you listen to this, we may all really be mad at each other. We'll see. We'll see how it's going to go.
We were mad at one point about this.
Getting to the
Todd threatened to delete his list at one point.
We could do an entire episode on how we worked out this would be tabulated.
The methodology of this was not as easy as you would think.
Yeah, and we do not need to belabor that point. Put it this way.
It was a little ugly.
It happened.
Yeah. There was a little bit of, all right, fine, whatever you all want to do is fine with me. And that was on my part. I'm only speaking for myself.
I think everyone at one point said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we got there. That's the important part. We got there.
So it'll be good. So look out for that next week, and then we'll let you know. We probably there's supposedly going to be visuals, so we may throw this up on our little used YouTube page. We'll let you know.
Well, we just and you guys might not even realize this. We release every show on YouTube, so there's a video that goes up every week on YouTube. It's audio. Do? Yeah, we do. It's audio only with our logo, but our podcast is published on YouTube weekly. So this may be
what channel?
Is a complete shock
on the regular Joe's
on our
channel.
regular Joe's podcast channel.
I thought I had the regular Joe's podcast. Is it that one?
I don't know. It's a regular Joe's podcast channel.
Did I give you the login?
I think you did.
The one?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's it. See, nobody goes there.
Not even us, but I'm aware because I'm the one that publishes our shows.
Yeah. How come? Who's been using my computer? Because how come when I typed in YouTube, it typed you porn? I don't know. No, that's a joke. Why am I looking this up now? I'm just curious.
I'm utterly baffled by that.
Nobody believes me, but I'm telling you, it's there.
I believe you, but I would like to see it.
Okay, well, you do that while I rant
how about those random topics, guys?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me kick off random topics with a rant while Dave looks at our YouTube channel.
Go ahead.
This is my semi every other year-ish rant against the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I will once again rant about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm happy about some of the people that got inducted this year. I think well-deserved. One in particular I just don't get, and I don't really have anything against this person. I don't really even know their music, but Jay-Z, you did not belong on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame list to beat out a band like Iron Maiden. So Iron Maiden sells out stadiums all over the world. Iron Maiden sells tons of albums without any airplay. Love them or hate them, you cannot deny that they belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I cannot say the same about Jay-Z. So, F you, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I just don't get it.
There you go.
And I'm wearing my 2358 T-shirt in honor of Iron Maiden because it's 2 minutes to midnight.
Okay.
All right. Did you look at our YouTube?
That was the number of the beast.
No, that's 666. Come on.
I know that. Todd, what do you got?
So, Emily Blunt, in an interview on Howard Stern, said...
Are you serious?
What?
Mine was going to start was... Emily Blunt was telling me...
Okay, so you can have that one.
No, take it.
No, it's fine. No, I
have other stuff.
So there's... let's see. Zack Snyder's talking about... I don't care. Okay. Knives Out 2. By your favorite director. Every week they announce a new... Apparently this is the thing. They're going to add a new cast member each week because there's going to be 64 people in the film like the last one. Catherine Hahn has just been announced that she's going to be in this, which I think is interesting because it will be, again, a murder mystery. And you could pretty much guarantee it can't be Catherine Hahn, right? Because it can't be her all along again. I mean, I feel like she's totally insulated from being the killer by virtue of having been Agatha all along. So it's too obvious.
I will go on record as saying I did not dislike Knives Out. I also don't feel it needs any kind of sequel.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the next story for the Daniel Craig character. I think that's what it is.
I do not like Rian Johnson, but I didn't dislike that movie. But
I actually...
Not everything needs a sequel.
I like the movie. I don't think it lives up to the hype. But it wasn't bad. It was interesting, but it was... Yeah, again,
Okay. It was. I didn't even think it was that revelatory of an ending. Like everybody talked about, oh my god, the ending. Like, all right, whatever. It's okay.
I will never know.
If honestly, if you've read a lot of like murder mysteries, and I went through all the Agatha Christie books at one point a long time ago, it wasn't that revolutionary. I think it was really one of these it was the right moment for the thing, and people wanted to make Rian Johnson feel good about himself again. So
yeah, I'm not in that camp.
I'm just going to go back to something you touched on and skipped, and I'm not going to go deep, but like I am a fan.
Before you go, does it involve Emily Blunt?
No, it involves Zack Snyder.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a fan of Zack Snyder. I like a bunch of his movies, and I enjoyed the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League.
Let's not go there again.
He needs to shut up already.
This is what I'm saying.
He's still
every
talking.
Week there's another.
No one cares, buddy.
This is what I would have made for the second and third movie. This is what I would have done with Green Lantern.
And now he's talking about how Warner Brothers harassed him and all. Exactly. We don't need to hear all this. Just go make another cool thing and let us enjoy that. Or not.
We are 100% on the same page, Barry. Yeah. It's just like it's like there's got to be a piece of Zack Snyder news every single week because that's what makes him okay.
You know who else is doing that? And I've been actually posting on my personal Facebook page every time he does it. Pete Townsend is another one who just can't shut up at this point. Like he just says things inflammatory things about other musicians just to get a headline.
Maybe he's gone crazy. All that tinnitus.
Well, he should have died before he got old, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
He's got to be 80, right?
That was good. That was good and harsh.
Should have been him instead of Keith Moon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know. Todd mentioned Emily Blunt. You may have a different part of this than I do, but so she said we have heard announcements of a sequel to Edge of Tomorrow, and she's like, that's not anywhere in the near future.
Oh, yeah, we heard about it quite a bit a couple years ago.
Yeah, they just sort of announced it, but she said her and Doug Liman and Tom Cruise would like to do it, but there's no plan to do it right now. And, made an interesting point of saying this may not be the place for a $250 million movie anymore. There may not be those movies.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
But. Well... here's the thing.
I don't think there'll be as many as them. I think the Marvels will be there.
That's what I'm saying. I think if it's not attached to a highly successful franchise, it's going to be hard to make a movie like that.
I can see Amazon or Netflix funding it and getting it done because it'll be very popular.
That could be the case. But, maybe. But she made it. She's like, we have to see where the industry falls out. But the environment where every other movie is 200 million plus just doesn't exist right now. And that's
but that movie also came out of nowhere and surprised everybody. So
maybe they got to rein it in and tell like a smaller scale story, like the two of them like get together, they're on the honeymoon and it just keeps looping over and over again or something like that. So
that would not be a bad night.
Yeah.
I think Dave saw that one on the YouPorn channel.
Yeah, I think so too.
Emily, I watched a movie with her and Amy Adams, who I also liked last night. She had an American accent, which I just find hysterical. I don't know why. Because we see so many people doing British accents, and she was doing an American accent. Sunshine Cleaning Company. Have you seen it? It's nothing great.
No.
They're sisters, and they have a crime scene cleaning business.
Oh, that's weird. Was it worth watching?
No. How old? Amy Adams is 47.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
She is older than. I can't think of anything tonight. I'm. Superman.
Henry Cavill.
Thank you. And she's older than him. The Lois actress on Superman and Lois is older than him. Margot Kidder, who's actually most of the Loises have been older than the Superman.
Interesting. No, she's good. She has a movie out on cable. I don't know if it looks that great, but her and Anthony Mackie and someone else.
Oh yeah, I saw a preview for that or something.
Rear Window kind of deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, any more random? I have one or two.
I'm texting you guys a picture right now. Take a look at that. Yep, as Todd walks away. Well, Dave can look at the picture.
It hasn't come through.
Oh, really? Oh, it says delivered on mine.
Oh, it didn't ding. Maybe the Fantha tracks?
Yes. So that's something from the set of Andor. I guess the set of Andor is wide open enough that people are taking pictures.
Yeah,
that's a slushy crazy. Stand with like Star Wars styling. So I don't know if that was existing and they just decoed it to make it look and fit in the Star Wars universe, or if in the Star Wars universe there's slushy stands. But
why shouldn't there be, especially on those hot planets?
Yeah,
what's better than there's twin suns, so like 18 hours of moisture farming in the twin suns, and going having a slushy at Tashi Station.
I thought it was a cool picture from the set of Andor. So.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Speaking of Star Wars, again, I don't love rumors, but there is a rumor that they're planning another Rey Skywalker something. A movie or TV show. Supposedly Daisy Ridley is interested, obviously. I don't know. A rumor, though.
I did not believe for a second that we would never see that character or some of the other characters with her again. I didn't buy it when they said it. I still don't buy it. So,
yeah, I think we'll see them again. Ty, do you have anything else?
I think I'm good.
My last one, real quick. The Dune movie. It was reported, I guess, this week by Deadline that it is not going to be going to HBO Max. It is only going to theaters. And Warner Brothers said today, nope, we are putting it on HBO Max. So
they feel that that's working for them. Whatever they consider working, I don't know. But I just watched some Angelina Jolie movie.
Oh, you watched it? I heard it was terrible.
I didn't think it was terrible. I think it was.
I heard it was.
This
terrible.
Is the thing. I would never see that in the theater, but with nothing to watch, it was okay. It's nothing great.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen anything at home of all the movies that have been supposedly going to theaters that you could watch at home that have been any good. Wonder Woman, King Kong, this one.
So you're basically saying that, like, preemptively, all these films are films that you would have said, Jesus, I wish I hadn't gone to see this in the theater.
Yeah, I would have been disappointed. Coming to America 2, I was none of them have been any good. I'm waiting for a good one.
Is it possible one of these films is good and you're just on a on a wave of disappointment?
Yeah, I'm very open.
Because I will tell you, it's not Wonder Woman 1984. Because I'm sorry, if I had never seen a film, I couldn't be convinced that was a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, Godzilla versus King Kong was fun, but not good.
Yeah.
And some have been okay. Mortal Kombat I saw, and that's not my thing.
Yeah, I see. You've been watching way more of these than I have, and
I would Friday night in the home theater. What else are you supposed to do?
I guess
you got to make use of it. But and then that not Gravity, whatever the one with George Clooney and the
that I watched. Something. That was terrible. But then you watched the one with what's her name that you've got a thing for now.
Anna Kendrick. That was not that good.
Yeah, the Anna Kendrick thing.
That was not good. That was the 2-night marathon. Anna Kendrick movie and Mortal Kombat. Neither good.
Well, not that it was one of these home releases, because it was the last big movie that almost destroyed the film industry in theaters, but I watched Tenet the other night.
Oh, I watched Tenet too.
Oh.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan needs a punch in the face with the Infinity Gauntlet.
I think Christopher Nolan may be up there with Tim Burton.
Oh, no. He's in a rut. Okay? He's in a rut.
He's in a rut of self-importance.
I watched Dunkirk recently. Like, how do you mess up the time stuff in a freaking World War II boat movie?
What do you mean you mess up the time stuff?
He had jumping around the timeline shit in that movie.
Yeah, because he was telling a story in chunks. I mean, not everybody experiences everything simultaneously. No, that was just a narrative element. That's actually, I think that's a great movie. I do.
But I feel like his movies have gotten more and more, Interstellar, Inception, Tenet. It's like everyone is more complicated.
I don't think I've liked a movie of his.
What's your story?
Since the Dark Knight.
I like Inception a lot. I do.
Seen that again.
It's not in my 100.
Memento was, I enjoyed it. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I felt like there were definitely complicated elements, but it wasn't like.
But it was unique. Then he's like,
not
every movie I make,
it's in my 100. I love.
I
really like that. I prize being innovative, but still being, still conveying what it needed to do. I think he did a brilliant job with that. I think that was great. I think I disagree on Dunkirk. I think Dunkirk was, most war movies are told in a purely linear format. This was a compressed period of time that he just doled out in different pieces that interlocked with each other. I think it's done really, really well.
And I think it would have benefited from a little bit being a little more straightforward.
But there were too many simultaneous events. It just, and that was the thing. It's unlike most battles and things like this. This was all this kind of confluence. And again, I think I've read 3 different books about Dunkirk. I think this was a very good way of telling this story, but it was unconventional, and I think he does unconventional well. But sometimes he just he goes on.
Did you see Tenet?
It was so complicated,
and I probably won't. I've been warned off it enough times.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's just it's taking Memento to such a level that it's just not understandable.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, where were we? What were we talking about?
Hey, you know what's never disappointing? Dave.
Fanboy Collectibles.
100%.
Yes.
Check those guys out. Lots of stuff there. In stock and in our homes. Mando and Grogu Deluxe set. More on that soon. Several Tony Starks.
Yeah, a bunch of new Tony Starks.
2, from Endgame in that little sort of
time travel
suit.
Or not time travel, but the...
time travel suit.
Yeah.
Now, we thought they'd all come out in the time travel suit. I wonder if that'll happen, but we'll see.
There's a number of them, and I think we're just
Yeah. So I think that's in stock. The time travel suit is in stock. The Iron Man 2 thing is pre-order. Sideshow Ranker statue if you need a 16-inch tall Ranker, but there's Pops and Sideshow and Kotobuki's and plenty of Hot Toys. Check them out, fanboycollectibles.com or the store in Newtown, Connecticut. Tell them the Regular Joe sent you. Okay.
Barry, just for an aside, do you have a problem with Dave's pronunciation of that particular creature?
A little bit.
Okay.
It's Rancor, not Ranker.
Okay, thank you. Rancor is feelings of hostility towards someone. Rancor is...
Have you met him? He's definitely hostile. He almost bit Luke in half.
The only one that loves him is Malakili,
for me to pick that up, that's
keeper.
something. But, yeah. Anyways.
Rancor.
Okay,
Sorry.
Good.
This is... I hesitate to say anything because there's a whole bunch of words that you mispronounce that we don't call you out on. So.
Right, and I think this was a bridge too far.
Who, me?
No, Todd. I'm talking about Todd.
I know, but I'm not the only one. So
that's all right. And if my friend Mike is listening, he pronounces Tatooine wrong every time he says it, and it makes me crazy.
Tatooine?
Yes, it's Tatooine when he says it.
I always thought it was Tatooine. That's why I don't get the
Mike.
whole... If it was Tatooine and Dantooine... Did we do this on the show, or did we do this through a text?
I think this was a text message.
I think a text string for about an hour of the
Why are we wasting time on this? When we're done, I want to watch a biopic.
I was on May the 4th, I was watching Star Wars and tweeting out all my problems with it. Not that I really have problems with it, but the potential problems you could... Why,
Right, and I was literally Googling interplanetary stellar maps to show Dave where Dantooine and Tatooine were in relation to each other.
Yeah. But why do you have two Weens in the same movie? It makes no sense.
I don't know.
Anyway. Okay. Speaking of Star Wars, we all have... I'm surprised they didn't change it. The Mandalorian and Child from Hot Toys Deluxe version.
It's a rare day when all three of us get the same Hot Toys figure at the same time.
So we're going to open...
Totally. It happened once this year, right? Right? Didn't we all get the Wasp?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although mine was shipped everywhere in the country before it was shipped to me.
Yours came like a month after ours did, but yeah, we all got that one.
So our plan was, and we all texted about this too, we weren't going to open them until the show. But a 9-year-old boy opened Todd's at his house. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Todd.
I received mine 2 days after you guys did. You were the ones that, yeah.
We wait. Yeah, that's the point.
I apologize for
You've
doing.
had yours.
I apologize for doing
you got yours
show
today.
prep. Okay, because I know how you hate that. But yes,
Barry.
I did open the box.
Me and Barry have had ours for days.
Yeah, I got mine Saturday.
You just got yours today.
And I do remember you texting about how you wish you could be home opening your
that was.
I would have rather been home opening it than where I was.
He apparently was an asshole on Saturday because he didn't earn the right to open it.
Yeah. Oh, our text.
Okay,
if we made our text messages public, boy, would we be entertaining the people.
And yes. Anyways, and so for the glory of you folks at home who can't see us taking these things out of boxes,
go to YouTube, the Regular Joe's podcast. I'm holding up a picture of the box.
It's not video.
The video's never on YouTube.
Oh, that's right.
It's just the logo.
Here, look. Oh,
so while they open the box, I'll narrate. Okay, they're lifting the inner cover off.
Oh, this is the inside cover.
Yep, the inside cover. It's a lovely picture of Mando reaching for the child previously unnamed.
That's the toy. That's not a photograph from the show.
It is lovely.
It is a lovely picture of the classic Mando meeting Grogu for the first time.
The child.
So I probably knew this a year and a half ago when I pre-ordered this thing, but I had forgotten. You get 2 Grogus with this.
You do.
You do?
Well, I don't know why some of us just ordered more, but
I know. I just ordered a freaking 3-pack.
You got 2
more Grogus.
Oh,
you can never have enough Grogus.
There's a lot of stuff in here.
This is a
crazy lot of stuff in here.
Package, yes.
Okay.
So,
a lot of stuff
in here. I will
say,
being slightly ahead of the others here, this is an amazing figure. It's
Jesus, there's a whole bottom of stuff.
I was astonished at actually how light the figure is when you take it out of the box, because the box weighs so much. But there's a ton of accessories in here. Fake Beskar is very heavy, so that's a thing.
I'm surprised they're not making a Oh, look at that!
The Comptono is cool. Look at that.
Has the ice cream maker, and the Beskar there's a stack of Beskar that's magnetic that you can take off. That magnetically goes back to it. There's actually several magnets in this figure, as these fellows will discover soon.
It's in the what's this thing called, Barry? You know, the Komodo,
the Comptono, or something? Yeah, the Comptono.
The Grogu that sits in the little cradle crush thing is magnetic.
That's a half a Grogu.
So he goes in easily. You can actually, because he sits so far forward, you can put both Grogus in together and confuse people.
It can be like a sledding Grogu.
That's right. It's like
it
like
comes
a
in a little
Grogu toboggan now.
That's funny.
Look at that.
There'll be a picture of that. I can guarantee
funny.
you. It's like woo.
He's got this. What's this thing called? The pram.
Yeah, the hover pram.
Hover pram.
Yeah.
Which is
cool.
Grogu.
There's a lot of little accessories in here.
Grogu, the standing Grogu, the only thing moving on him is his head, but there's a lot of motion to the head. He's got little Grogu feet that just kind of weird.
Oh, that's funny.
That you can see, but you can't do anything with them.
I'm going to say, Todd, I'm appreciating at the moment that you opened yours, so I take it back because saves me the trouble of ripping this thing apart on the air.
I didn't want to break something live while we were recording, and I go very slow when I'm opening these. Another feature I really like, the jetpack, magnetic.
Oh, that's cool.
Look at that.
So I will not break the jetpack putting it on like I did with the Falcon.
The jetpack, this is like from season 1. He doesn't get the jetpack until when?
He gets that jetpack in season 1. He doesn't get it in season 2. Yeah.
There's 2 shoulder pieces that are interchangeable. So
that's the one where he's got the signet on it.
He's got the signet on it, which is nice.
Again,
thing. Really nicely well thought out figure. In the little mini accessories, you've got a single piece of Beskar, 5 additional hands for a total of 7. He's got the little shooting wire thing, his pistol.
I'm just looking at the weathering on the top of the... Because the pram has the cover on it. I'm looking at just the weathering on that, the weathering on the little hover pram, the weathering on the Comptono. They did a great job on all of this.
There's blast effects for his wrist blaster and also for the jetpack.
Oh, and the flamethrower. He's got the flamethrower wrist flamethrower thing.
Yep. I will say this is a super, super impressive figure. The detail on this. I mean, I'm gonna put a lot of these accessories in the case with him, like the ice cream maker and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because they're so detailed.
His necklace, the little Grogu necklace and stuff.
One of the things that really impressed me was that the part of the stand snaps off, and that's the stand for the pram. And if you look at that little stand, there's actually a fake rock over the hole that the pram plugs into. So you can use the stand you can use the same stand without the pram. Just little details like that are just really nice. I still think I'm going to make a stand for this because it's still kind of weird.
Oh yeah, maybe just a clear circle.
Can you position the rock and the pram so that you don't see that? You
can, but it's got to be semi-sideways, Barry. So it looks really odd. I played with it a little bit, but like I said, I think I might just make a little stand for the rod.
I was very impressed with the first version of the Mando that I got. And I think I had even said on the show at one point, when I get this one that we're looking at, I would probably get rid of the first one. I think I'm going to end up keeping both of them.
I think you should. Actually, the picture you sent us of the two together that somebody else had posted were great. Hey, does he still have that one piece of his original armor at the end of the...
I think he does.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. That he's got that one... Because I wonder if that's going to be the difference between Season 3 or not, that he finally gets around to replacing that.
They did a great... I mean, just him standing there, it looks just like the guy. I know it's easy, but some of these things...
Yeah, a helmeted thing is easier to a degree, but the fabric hangs perfectly.
The fabric is great. It's this... The cape is this super thin microfiber that they make the Jedi robes out of.
Yeah.
And it just drapes
I think this is,
really nicely.
This is... When I was looking at this earlier, I was thinking... If I didn't own Hot Toys figures and I just was a big Mando fan, I would want this figure. It's by itself. It's very, very impressive, and the details on it are amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It's got the tuning fork rifle.
Yeah.
Barry, did you see Adam Savage make one?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you? Not to go off on too much of a tangent. Did you see the video he put up of him making the holder for the paints?
Yeah.
I think I need you to make me one of those.
Oh, we could do that.
Those paints, by the way, that he got, the Archive X paints, that guy sent those to him for free. I want those paints. They're very expensive, and they come from Europe.
Yeah, they're like...
A set of them is like $400.
And that's why they gave you 2 Grogus. So.
Oh, look at that. Todd's got Luke holding Grogu.
Yep.
That's so funny. Yeah, they're like $8 a piece, those paints.
Yeah, and they are sort of the gold standard for model paint for Star Wars model kits because they really went crazy getting all the colors right. But yeah, they're expensive to get them imported over here. Well, I'm gonna rip this guy out of the box and set him up at a later date when I can really spend time with it. So
I will say, I like
super impressed though. Super impressed.
I'm super impressed with the detail of things. I like that they didn't what this I think reminds me of was the Infinity War Thor, where there's a ton of versatility to this figure, where you can configure it for different points within the series with the the different shoulder piece and the whatnot. It's just really, really nice. And
they rarely get a figure wrong, but
they also seldom get it this right.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say, is they rarely get them wrong, and almost every one we look at, we go, oh, it's awesome, but there's some of them that are just like a step above.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, there's a
handful. That's where I put this again, they didn't have the challenge of doing a face, so...
And the faces, they almost never get wrong.
They never get wrong. But this reminds me of Doctor Strange, where every detail is perfect, and there's a lot of interchangeability and whatnot. It's he's going
the only misstep they've made of anything that I've bought in the last year or so is the second head that came with the second Ant-Man. That was just a poor choice of expression. Yeah. It just looks goofy. Yeah. But
I got to say, on a few heads, there's some odd expressions. But that's a bad one.
The Endgame Iron Man is not great.
Well, there's a sizing issue there.
It's a great figure. It's just way too big.
It just doesn't make sense. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah,
I don't know either. I truly don't, because but they did the same thing with the Infinity War Iron Man. He's also
now. I'm wondering if you ordered the battle damaged one.
It's got to be the same thing.
Yeah, that's too bad.
I'm fine with it because, like I said, I know he's going to probably go in a bay all by himself, and he's going to be in the.
I wanted him and Endgame Cap in the same thing, and I don't think it's doable now.
It will not work.
Yeah. So, but yeah, check it out, and not to do another commercial, but it's in stock at Fanboy Collectibles. I guarantee you go on eBay, they're probably selling for more.
Seriously, people, if you want to start your Hot Toys collection and maybe end your Hot Toys collection, and you want a modern Star Wars figure representative, this is a really good place to start. Do not expect that they're all going to be like this, but it's pretty great.
Well, the other thing that I'll just throw out there is on some of these Hot Toys figures, Fanboy does price them a slight bit below
this is
full retail at Sideshow, and they're selling it for less than Sideshow is right now. So
there you go.
Yep.
Okay. That is Mandu and the Child, also known as Grogu. Yeah, I'm surprised they got to re-release Jedi Luke. I mean, I know they just released them, but
his clothing is slightly different, and I think that there'll be a Mando version.
Here's what might be interesting. What if Luke actually plays a role in season 3? Like maybe they're waiting because maybe Luke is going to be more. I'm not sure I want that, by the way.
I don't either. I think it's the perfect ending to the Grogu part of the story.
Do we not see more Grogu? I mean, this is the most beloved sort of Star Wars character since, R2-D2. I mean, or at least they're trying to make it. I can't imagine we don't see him. Another rumor that I did not talk about, and again, it's a rumor of Brie Larson possibly playing Mara Jade in a
saw that too. I wasn't even going to bring it up.
TV series, but
there's also a Brie Larson Star Trek rumor out there. So I think we're kind of in full on people coming up with stuff mode.
I also heard a rumor she may do car commercials.
Yes.
So
you can't get away from those.
Those are true. That rumor is true.
What would you think of that? Glimpses. What would you think of her playing Mara Jade and against Sebastian Stan?
I don't know if I give a crap about Mara Jade.
I think that if George Lucas is still alive, it'll kill him. He hates that character, and it was never canon. I don't know. To me, I don't see any reason to do that.
Here's my thing. I think they got a number of years before Luke is a bitter old man living on an island for no good purpose. I think they could do a lot with that character in that time frame, and I think he's got to get laid at some point. So
if he had a wife, and I say if, she would have to have died, because why would she not have been there at
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that could contribute to his being, who he is at the point that he is. So,
but so if they went that route, don't make it Mara Jade. Don't you have gone to great lengths to, not you, but they have gone to great lengths to say that those books don't count. Yeah. So why now bring in a major
they're grabbing
plot
elements
line?
From them and inserting them into the different
elements,
series.
but not like
Grand Admiral Thrawn
is the one.
More than an element.
Yep, you're right, but that doesn't have as much of a direct impact on the entire mythology of Star Wars as bringing in Luke's wife would.
I mean, if you put them together for 15 years or 20 years before she dies, you think that changes anything we've seen afterwards?
But the only way to do it is to recast Luke Skywalker, and I don't want to see that.
Well, that's the whole Sebastian Stan thing.
I know, and okay, so he kind of looks like Luke, but I don't know, like, is it because Mark Hamill's still alive that it's okay to recast him, but you don't recast Carrie Fisher because she passed away?
Well, yes. You had no problem with him recasting Han Solo, and
for a prequel, but
first of all,
hang on,
this is a prequel of something.
Hang on. I never said I had no problem with it. I said from the beginning I didn't think it needed to happen, and I didn't want it to happen. The end result is a movie that I don't dislike. But
you're just saying that. You said I don't dislike because Todd's a pain in the ass. You like it.
No, I do. Okay. Semantics. I like it.
I don't like it. They didn't need to make it, but by that, like I said, it's I can picture them doing something a whole lot better and more interesting with a recast Luke in that period of time versus, as I said, filming the Wikipedia entry.
I know, but you also run the risk of fucking it up and tarnishing.
Really? Because they can't do much worse than they've done already. I mean,
that's true.
It's I
it's
think
easy to ignore a movie or two movies. It's hard to ignore an entire series.
Oh, come on, Bear. You think a 6-episode series is going to have more weight on this franchise than those two films did?
I got to go with Todd.
I know the temptation, Bear. I know the temptation is leave it alone because they've fucked it up so bad right now, and I'm with you. I would like to. I honestly, I'm really close to like writing off those last 3 movies just so I can feel good about this. I think you could do something Mando era with him, have a 10, 12-year run, and still work, and maybe make the story more palatable. What happens later if you build in some things that make it make sense?
No one's going to build the story to make The Last Jedi make sense.
I'm saying, you could build in something that makes the whole Luke Kylo Ren thing make sense.
Well, but think about that time.
I don't know if they'll ever get there, and I don't think they're going to try.
Think about that time period, though. Do you really want to see them do that, but not be able to use Han Solo and Princess Leia and all the other characters that we know are still out there in that time period?
That's a good point, too.
I think yeah.
So they'll bring in Chewbacca because he's easy to do because you just need a guy in a suit. But it's like, I don't know. To me, they didn't do real well with the whole sequel trilogy. I kind of feel they should leave that stuff alone.
I am not disagreeing with you completely on that. I'm saying that there's a way it could be good. I'm so dissatisfied with what they did with that character. And again, I've never really been a Han Solo guy. I have always been a Luke Skywalker guy. Okay. Honestly, if I could just unmake those last 3 films, put it this way, everything from the time that Rey climbs those stairs, if I could forget, I would. It's continues to be a disappointment.
I would like to see season 3 of Mando, almost like almost like when they went back to Starbuck in Galactica 80 for that one episode. Just go do one Luke and Grogu episode.
Yeah.
Throw us 30 minutes of that.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah. Well, again,
it should be something special.
It's got to be right. It's got to be right and
do a DA. Do what you did. Do your freaking thing.
And Luke can be in the background for most of it, so that you don't have to look at him the whole time. Going, does he look like Luke? Does he? Don't make him a primary focus of that episode even. But what made it so special at the end of that Mandalorian episode was that it was brief. He didn't do a lot of talking. It was perfect. I just feel like anything they do beyond here just lessens it.
I'm very mixed feelings in this, Barry, because I do kind of agree with you on that too. It's got to be perfect, but also, what's going to make this work is if we come out of Obi-Wan,
that's exactly what I was
feeling
thinking.
The way we do about Mando, and not the way we do about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'd be open to it.
That'll be the answer, because we got the Darth Vader, we all wanted to see at the end of Rogue One.
Yep.
Now we're definitely getting more Darth Vader, whatever that is, and that. We're not freaking out about that yet.
That he's doing a ton of hand-to-hand combat training.
Jesus.
Well, no, but that could mean there's some good fighting.
I understand that, but where we sit right now with Darth Vader and with Luke, in what we've seen, we're all happy. At least, let's put The Last Jedi, at least sort of the Luke of old and the Darth Vader of old. It's been great.
I'll add to that the end
they
of Clone Wars.
Could seriously screw it up with Obi-Wan. I'm hoping they don't.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We're getting I'm sure we're getting a lot of Vader. Okay. I don't know. And I do think if it goes right, we'll see Luke and maybe even his own show.
Okay. I'm going to say, and I'm going to sound pathetically fanboyish here. I'm going to do this. The end of Mando made me feel okay about Luke Skywalker again. And I haven't since those 3 films. Okay? And again, this is one of my favorite characters. And I feel like seeing what they did, there's more to his story than we know. And I'm open to knowing more of it. Okay?
I know. I'm with you. But... I don't like where they took that character, especially in the second movie of the sequels. So to try to retcon or justify any of that with a series, I'd much rather they just tell a different story.
I don't think they'll go there.
Barry,
I think if they do,
I could write you a crawl that would justify what they did with him in those films. But it wouldn't be that hard to do. But they. They just have
They're
to.
They're not going to old Luke. They're going to go to Mando era Luke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying
maybe by the time we get it, the CG technology. I mean, because look, it looked good at the end of Mando. It didn't look perfect, and he was basically just standing there. So,
there's actually people that have done deep fakes, recuts of that scene that look better than what they did.
No, I know. So that's what I was saying is maybe by the time we actually get this mythical show where we're making up here, that the technology will have gotten to the point where they can do it, and it because I don't want to see Sebastian Stan doing it. I want to see Mark Hamill's face on it.
Yeah, but that may not be possible. And honestly, the Sebastian Stan version of the last scene of Mandalorian is not bad. I've seen that one. It's the deep fakes one. I don't know. I think it's the character versus the actor, and honestly, I think they can do a lot better than they did with Solo. I feel like if you take that actor and you take everything they did with that film and you make the story something better and interesting, that could have been good. That's why I'm saying I think it's all about telling the story. And
I liked Solo, and I make no bones about it, but they did stick to a very safe plot line. They said, let's talk about everything that's ever mentioned about Han Solo, and we'll touch on it in this movie. And some things that you never needed to know, like how he got his last name. So.
Again, and honestly, seeing Darth Maul, which was a lift from the Clone Wars, was about the only thing I didn't expect to see in that film. So, yeah.
And I will say it one more time. Kira puts what's her name?
Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke puts on a very nuanced performance in that movie.
It's not like Beetlejuice appearing when you say it 3 times. Okay, many times as you say this, it will not change the fact.
How many times have you watched that movie, Todd? The one time you saw it in the theater?
Nuance compared to Terminator Generations or whatever that.
Have you seen it since the movie theater, Todd?
I probably haven't. No.
Okay, you need to watch it with fresh eyes.
I don't think so.
Todd, have you seen Terminator Dark Fate recently?
I have. And it's brilliant.
How is it?
And it remains a brilliant film. I've actually watched it twice.
You've seen that piece of shit more than you've seen Solo?
What's that?
What do I like that no one likes? Anything?
Robin Crusoe on Mars? I don't know.
That's awesome, and I'll fight anyone who says it's not.
I liked it when I was a kid. I have not rewatched it.
I've never seen it. So
Mona the monkey gives such a nuanced performance.
It is very nuanced. I'll agree with that. It's probably the best work she's done.
So. Yes, exactly. Okay, let's go what's in the box. Completely different than what we just did, which was also in the box. But
some of yours is
that was an unboxing.
Show you with the box. Who's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
Regular Joe's What's in the Box.
Barry's got something he's excited about.
Yeah.
Other than Solo.
So let's make him go last.
What's in the box?
Okay, well, making me go first or last?
Where do you want to go?
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Go now.
Okay. I've got to...
If you want.
Pick it up. It's heavy. So, we talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
Then we got texted about it. Our friend Brian was at Disney last weekend. 2 weekends ago.
2 weekends ago.
And we had talked on May the 4th. They had released a lightsaber set at Disney with Rey's reassembled Luke lightsaber and Princess Leia's lightsaber in a special collector's box or whatever. And it was limited to 3,000, and they sold out.
Oh, I didn't know it was limited.
Yeah, it was limited to 3,000 pieces, and it sold out. But when Brian was at Disney, they actually had a few of them, and he picked up one for himself and offered one up to us, and I took it. So I will show it to you. It is in a big real wood box with a big hinge on the front. It's got Arabesh writing on it. It's got the Rebel logo on the top. Big hinges on the back.
Just after the show, Barry will be burying this in his backyard.
Yes. When you open it, the music plays.
Oh, wow.
That's the music when Rey was burying the lightsabers. And it's the two lightsabers wrapped up in the same orange material, tied up in a leather strap.
Is that Luke's theme? That's Luke's theme, right?
I think it's... I'm going to push the button down.
I think that's Luke's theme. I think that's the Tatooine theme.
That's Luke's. I think that's the twin sons.
It's the music that's playing when she buries the sabers. I know that.
Yeah.
When you unwrap it, it's got the reassembled Rey saber. Which, Dave, I think you have this one, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Did they change it?
I don't think they changed it. Although I would have to compare them. But it
looks pretty from here. It looks the same.
This is one that they've been selling for a while on its own, and then it also has the Princess Leia lightsaber that you only saw for a little bit in the final movie, but brand new. I think they are now selling this on its own as well. But this is a really amazing display. The whole setup at the box, and they're individually numbered on the inside of the lid. There's a plaque on the inside of the lid that has some quotes from the movie. This is number 2965 of 3,000, so it's towards the end of the run. But it's super nice, and it's heavy as hell, and I can't believe Brian actually carried two of these things around the park with him. So thanks again.
I know, right? Well, you probably went to his car or something.
Yeah. But, well, when I texted him and I said, God, I can't imagine carrying those things around, he said, next time we talk, I'll tell you the story. So I guess we'll get the story from him. I guess there's more to it. But
did they give you the thing to put the blade into the Leia one?
I haven't taken all this out yet, so I'm not sure. I just opened this tonight. But I'm guessing.
I would imagine.
I'm guessing
so
that
there's got to be an insert below the
they probably do
packing,
because it's got the switch to turn it on and everything. You can definitely put the blades in them. So really cool though. So I'm super psyched. Did not expect to ever have one of these.
On
May 4th.
May 4th, because it's interesting, and so every week in May they have come out with an unannounced lightsaber. So that was the first one.
Yep.
Then a week ago they came out with Rey's saber from the end of Skywalker.
Yes.
Rise of Skywalker. And then yesterday they came out with the dark saber.
Yeah, they've released
and
the dark
all
saber.
of these have been unannounced. So there may be something for next Monday also.
Yeah.
Which would,
that
I
Rey,
wonder what that
the
could be.
lightsaber that Rey made from the staff is the next one on my list. I really want that one.
I definitely need to have that. It is much. I watched a video on it. It is much lighter than hers, which is odd. But it does glow yellow,
the
which
color
is
of
cool.
it's lighter.
It's definitely more like a sand color as opposed to this dark black brown color.
I wonder why. They're usually really good on the details.
Yeah.
I've got to
it's
try
a
to
little
close
bulky.
This.
I don't know why it's such a bulky. They made her such a bulky saber. Anyway, that's cool.
Yeah, really cool. Todd, what's in the box?
The first volume of the Ultimate Collection of Invincible.
Ooh.
And I have the second and third volume on the way. It's one of these things that there's only a few books that I have the whole run in hardcover. Starman is one of them. And I decided I'm going to ultimately buy all of these and just have a shelf of these. I love this story so much. And it's great. They're slightly oversized. And it's really good. And
I did that with The Walking Dead, and I had like the first 14 volumes in hardcover, and then I lost interest.
Yeah.
But those are cool. I love Invincible, so
yeah, it's great, and they're really, like I said, really, really nicely done, and it's nice to be able to sit down, and of course they've got like production drawings and character sketches and things like that, and a lot of fun. So now as we go into the long wait for season 2. So
yes,
Dave, what's in the box?
Okay, I don't have it here because it's very heavy. And this is a tool. So, this is a DeWalt thickness planer. It's just a tool I've never had. I'm not a fan of DeWalt tools, but Milwaukee doesn't make one of these, and it's got good ratings. But you guys know I had this pergola in my backyard.
Yes.
Near the pool, whatever. It's it's all cedar that I built myself, and we decided not to put a finish on it. And it's like, it'll be a nice silver gray. Well, it's not a nice silver gray. It's a filthy black because of either mold or whatever. So we've been debating, what do we do with this thing?
I think you really only get the silver gray like at the seacoast. I think there's something about salt air.
Maybe because it's just there's a lot of trees. I think there's like it got moldy or whatever the hell. So we're like, man, maybe we scrub it, and we scrubbed it, and then it made the wood very sort of fuzzy. So I had this idea as a joke: let's completely dismantle it, sand it all down, and seal it. And that's what we did. So instead of sanding it, I bought this planer, and we've run, I don't know how many board feet. So there's these little 1x4 slats that are each 10 feet long. There are 34 of them. I know because I numbered everything before as I literally took it apart.
Make sure it went back together the same way.
So it's not back together. It's still in pieces. And then there's these 14-foot pieces. There's 6 of those. There's 4 10-foot pieces, and there's 4 6x6 columns. Except for the columns, everything has gone through this planer, which was quite a freaking job. So I must have put 1,000 feet through this thing, and it's done great. So if you need a thickness planer, but this is one of these jobs is like, here's a really stupid idea, but that's what we're doing.
I would imagine those big pieces must weigh a ton.
Cedar happens to be very light, which is good, and it's very dry. So even the 14-foot long pieces are not. They're just unwieldy because they're so long.
Big, yeah.
But if it was another kind of wood, like a pine, even, or like whatever Douglas fir, like 2x4s a minute, it will weigh a lot. Cedar's nice and light.
So that gets fed through the bottom part there. I'm looking at the picture. It goes
the opening. You set that to different. So I basically took off like a 1/16 of an inch on either side. It's just one of these jobs that just turned.
And now you've got to put it back together.
Now we're clear coating it, and I'm going to put it back together.
Right. I expect that to be back in action by the time we come up to visit you in a few weeks.
It absolutely will, because Pam was like, it has to be done in 2 days. Well, that wasn't going to happen. So it'll be done this weekend.
Cool.
It's crazy. But anyway, good planer.
Any excuse to buy a good tool, right?
That's it. It's one of those things that's been sort of on my list. But I have a rule of that when I finally wasn't destitute, anytime I have a job to do, I'm going to buy the right tool. Because I've done many jobs with the wrong tools.
Yes.
And the right tools make a complete difference. Yep. But anyway.
Well, I don't want to jinx myself, but I will throw this out there into the universe. Tomorrow, supposedly, if my contractor shows up and does what he's supposed to do, we will be 100% complete with the renovations we started 15 months ago.
There you go.
What was the original schedule?
Well, we didn't know that there was a pandemic coming. We thought 3 months.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was going to say.
Maybe 4. So I was expecting 4 or 5 months,
Yeah, 3 months with a couple of months to clean up and finish up
always,
the details.
that punch list at the end, but
right.
The punch list is now extended to, 15 months. So,
yeah,
fingers crossed.
That's crazy.
It's great.
Okay, so we managed to talk about nothing for an hour and 1 minute.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
Welcome to the Regular Joe's podcast.
Next week, I'm hoping it's good.
It's going to be
If it's
something.
not good, we'll put a disclaimer.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, why not?
I think it's... Because here, how often do we do a show that we don't really know what's going to happen? I mean, I guess all the time, but...
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much every week, but...
I guarantee there will be laughter, there will be fighting, and there may be some tears.
Yeah. And there will be drinking.
It's kind of everything. It's like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah. It's got laughter. It's got joy. It's got warm feelings.
Got actors and actresses who are maybe 5 years past their career prime.
It's going to be the Sharknado of podcasts.
I don't even know what to say to this now.
And Barry hit it. Tara Reid will be on the show next week.
I think she might be. I watched, and this is completely random. I had never seen The Big Lebowski. I watched that this past weekend.
Oh my God, really?
Tara Reid's in that. I had no idea.
Is Tara Reid in any movie on your list?
No.
She is in one of mine.
American Pie.
The Big Lebowski.
She's not in Tara. Tara Reid's not in American Pie.
Sure she is.
I was thinking American Beauty. I'm like, she's not in that movie.
Did you like The Big Lebowski?
I liked it. I think I needed to see it 10 years ago. I think
you did. Yeah, I think
there's so much hype
to
over
truly
it.
love that film, you need to have a history with it.
Yeah,
but
there was too much hype around it that I was expecting. Yeah. I didn't know what to expect, but I expected something different than what I got. It was fun.
The dude abides.
Yeah, the dude abides.
So. Okay, I don't know. I don't think I've seen it, to be honest with you.
You wouldn't like it.
These guys
I'm not
know
sure
exactly
about
what
that. I'm honestly not sure. I think
like.
Dave, you might have to put that on a watch list. I think you might have to see that just to be. It's some weird shit, but it's like I said.
It's got Woody Harrelson in it.
No.
John Goodman is in the Woody Harrelson role.
What's the Bill Murray Woody Harrelson movie?
Oh, that's Kingpin.
Kingpin.
I love that.
I get that
movie.
Confused with Big Lebowski.
I love that
movie.
one.
Yeah.
Is it on your list?
It's not on my list, but I do love it.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, you haven't seen that? I haven't seen it either. Is there a movie that, since you put your lists in, that you, not going back and cheating, that you thought, oh boy, I didn't put on?
Not until just now when you mentioned Kingpin.
No, really not that would have made the 100. I have thought of films that would have made my list, but never would have crept up into.
Yeah, I think when we were talking, I said like War Games. I didn't.
Same here.
Have that on.
War Games. I've questioned knocking it off, but
you mentioned one just before we started recording, Todd.
Which was?
Or Dave mentioned one, and you were like, "Oh, that movie! I should have put it on my list."
What was that?
I don't remember, but that it literally was like an hour ago.
I think I was making a joke. So, yeah.
Oh, well, we said Meryl Streep. Was that on the show or not on the show?
It's so hard to tell these guys.
I think that was on the show.
Yeah, Meryl Streep. Defending your life. Anyway, okay. Enough of us. You'll get plenty of us next week.
Yep.
Or in the week after, maybe. Okay. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Oh, and Charles Grodin passed away. 86.
And Charles Grodin passed away. Yep.
Midnight Run is awesome.
I know.
And it is on my list.
It is a good movie.